How many times you have Googled something today? Once? 5 times? 10? For most of us, Googling is like breathing. You don't even think about it. You just do it. For the past 2 decades, Google hasn't just been a search engine. It's been the search engine. Need to settle an argument? Google it. Learning something new? Google it. Buying something? Fixing something? Remember that guy's name? Google, Google, Google. It feels permanent, right? Like it's just part of how the internet works. But what if I told you that reflex might be dying? Google became what it is because it was better. In the late 90s, search engines were clunky and chaotic. You type in a query and get back a mess of unrelated pages. Then came Google. Two Stanford PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, created an algorithm called PageRank, a system that looked how websites were linked to each other, treating those links like votes of trust. Suddenly, search results felt relevant. You would type something in and actually find what you are looking for. And back then, that was huge. And the result page, clean, fast, simple, just a white screen, a search bar, and 10 blue links. Boom. That was the beginning of the Google's rise to dominance. And over the years, it only got stronger. Voice search, mobile search, maps, instant answers, ads, featured snippets, search was everywhere. And Google was search. But history has a way of humbling tech giants. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. Internet Explorer had 95% market share. It came with every Windows PC, and for the most people, it was the internet. But then it stopped innovating. It got bloated, buggy, slow. Meanwhile, Firefox and then Chrome came in, faster, cleaner, more secure. And before long, Internet Explorer went from default to punchline. Remember this? I only use IE to download Chrome. Yeah, that happened. And in 2022, Microsoft finally pulled the plug. So what's the lesson? No matter how dominant a tech tool is, if it stops evolving with the user needs, it can become irrelevant fast. Now fast forward to late 2022, OpenAI drops ChatGPT, and it wasn't just hype, it worked. You could ask it things like really ask, not just best Italian restaurants, but write me a poem about spaghetti, explain quantum physics like I'm 5, and help me debug this piece of Python code. And instead of giving you a list of websites, it gave you answers. Suddenly, people didn't need to search and click and skim. They just asked and got what they needed right there in a conversation. This wasn't just a new tool. It was a whole new way of interacting with information. And for the first time in decades, people started skipping Google. And Google, they felt that shift hard. In early 2023, they launched their own AI chatbot, Bard. It was rushed. The first public demo gave a wrong answer in front of the world. Stock dropped, headlines flew. Not a great start, but they didn't give up. By the end of the year, Bard got a full rebrand. Gemini, smarter, faster, multimodal, built into Google's ecosystem, and now Gemini is being slowly integrated in Google Search itself. Because Google knows the future of search isn't just about links anymore. It's about answers. And it's not just Google and OpenAI in this fight. Microsoft integrated ChatGPT into Bing. Suddenly, Bing wasn't a meme that it was before. You could chat with it, ask follow-ups, get real-time web results. Then came Perplexity, a search engine that gives you citations and conversational answers. And maybe the wildest twist, Arc Search, a mobile browser that doesn't even show you traditional search results. You ask it a question, it opens tabs in the background, reads them for you, and gives you a summary. They call it Browse for Me. And yeah, it literally browses the web for you. So what's really going on here? It's not just about competition. It's about fundamental shift in how we find information. In traditional search, you type in keywords, you get 10 links, you do the work, click, scan, back, then click again, scan, back. Maybe you find the answer. Maybe you don't. And in the AI search, you ask a question in plain language and it gives you a direct synthesized response. No sifting, no clicking, just answers. It's the difference between a card catalog and a librarian who explains those things to you. One gives you the sources, the other gives you the summary. And people are starting to prefer the summary. So is Google in trouble? Right now, not exactly. They still dominate, around 90% of global search market share. Trillions of queries every year. But the definition of search is changing. And for the first time in 20 years, Google doesn't have the full control over that change. The habits are shifting. People are still Googling, but they are also ChatGPTing. And if that behavior sticks, Google's monopoly might slowly start to erode. Personally, I don't think Google is going anywhere, but I do think we are witnessing the biggest transformation in how we interact with the internet since Google itself came along. Traditional search is evolving. AI chatbots, AI browsers, AI search engines, they are not replacing Google overnight, but they are redefining what we expect when we look for information. We are not just typing keywords anymore. We are having conversations, and that, more than anything, might be the start of a brand new era. But hey, that's just my take. What about you? Are you using the tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity more often than Google these days? What kind of things do you still Google? And what do you ask the chatbots? Can those tools make humans touch grass without touching grass? Let me know in the comments. And if you wanna know why Nvidia doesn't care about gamers anymore, click on that thing on the screen before touching grass is banned. Until then, see you next time.